see what we get this time round. Let's look at that, it slipped off. It's not only you guys, we all do it. If it slips off, I just load it back in. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a quick video on developing your own film in your own developer, Caffenol. And I don't know nothing about it. I got a few comments from people saying, can you show us a video on how to develop Caffenol? And I was like, well, I've never tried it before. So the obvious thing was to go online and learn something new, and that's what I did. And there's some good information online about it, but one of the particular websites that I found that really did read it off quite well and explained it really easy. So I'll put the link to that website in the description of this video. So if you're interested in making your own developer after seeing what I'm about to show you, jump onto that webpage, because that's the information that I saw. There's plenty of other stuff on YouTube and other websites out there as well, how to make your own developer. But this is the route I took. And I had a little dabble last night. I went to the supermarket and I bought the ingredients, which was basically coffee, salt and soda crystals and some vitamin C powder, but I can only find the tablets, so I just crushed them down, made a powder. But yeah, I went up to the local supermarket, bought the ingredients, come back, had a play, and I managed to get some decent results. So today I'm going to make a new batch of me coffee developer and see how I get on. So let's get in the kitchen. I'll show you the ingredients and I'll show you the process that I'm going to be using following this website information that I found online. So let's crack on. So this is all the stuff that I need to be able to take a photograph and develop it in this Caffenol mix. So what I've got here is exactly what it said online. So I've got my jug with my thermometer, got the iodised salt, normal coffee granules, this is the soda crystals, there's the Vitamin C. I couldn't find the powder, but I've got tablets, so I'm just going to crush them. I've got 4 shot glasses that I'm going to use to put each powder in. There's me weighing scales, OLYMPUS OM20, and this is interesting, some IMAGO 320 35mm film, so I'm going to burst off a few frames of that using the OLYMPUS, and then stick it in a developing tank and then start making my mix. So I'm going to be making 600 millilitres of the stuff, and I've got a thermometer in there at the moment, and the water is at 25 degrees because apparently when you put the soda crystals in, it drops temperature. So I'm going to leave it at 25 degrees and see what happens. If it's still a little bit too warm, I'll just let it cool down after I've made the mix. So the first thing to do is to load the IMAGO 320 ISO rated film into my OLYMPUS. It should take. And if you're new to film photography, when you load your film, just wind it, but make sure this is turning at the same time. If you're going along shooting and you're advancing the film and this isn't turning, your film's basically slipping inside the camera. So you can see it turning, which means I've loaded it okay. Get onto frame number 1. Right, ready to take some pics. Right, so the first thing it says to do is to mix up my soda crystals first. I've put them in a pickle jar. The bag's at the back because the bag started to split. So for 120mm film, or basically 600 millilitres of solution, I need 90 grams of soda crystals. So let's put 90 grams just underneath the 100 there. Whoop. A little bit more. I actually got the shot glasses out, but I've just realised I'm doing a larger solution than I did yesterday. I'm doing a 300, so I'm putting them away, and I'll just use a normal glass. So Right, there's my soda crystals, ready to go. Next thing to do is mix up my Vitamin C. So I need 9.6 grams of Vitamin C. These are tablets. So let's just pop one in there. I'll have to crush them obviously. 2, that looks about right. So I need to crush my Vitamin C tablets down into a powder. They're easy to crush. And the other one, and these will dissolve quickly anyway. Try and crush it as much as you can into a powder. So next up is the coffee, and it says I need 24 grams of coffee. Let's pour 24 grams in. Just under the halfway mark there. Ooh. That'll do us. A little bit more there, about that much. Now, I suppose digital scales would be much better, but I haven't got any, so that'll have to do. And there's nothing better for coffee than my Shoot Film Like a Boss mug. Right, pour that in there. Done. Well, the last thing is the salt. And this is iodized salt, so it says 7.2 grams of salt. That's 5. Oh, way too much. That's about right. Okay, 7.2 grams approximately of salt. I can put that in my shot glass. Right, so I've put it in order. So I want to make 600 millilitres. So it says to fill up with 300 first, which I've done. And then the first ingredient is going to be your soda crystals, then your vitamin C, then your coffee, and then the salt. So right, let's pour in the soda crystals first. That's that done. That should drop the temperature from what it says on the instructions. And I'll put a link to these instructions in the description of this video so you guys can work on it yourselves. And wow, look at that, it's dropped the temperature by 5 degrees. So I'll have to warm that back up at some point. Next in goes the fizzy stuff, the vitamin C. Ah, it's like being back at school. My old chemistry teacher, Mr. whatever his name was, he'll be well proud of me now. Mix in the chemicals and my vitamin C. Right, so it says mix that until that stops fizzing. Well, that ain't fizzing no more. Blimey, look at the temperature, it's dropped big time. I'll have to warm that back up in the microwave. Next thing is to pour in the coffee and stir for about a minute. This is when things start getting really dirty looking. This coffee ain't going to dissolve too well because the water's kind of cold, but so I'll just get this stirring up for about a minute. And finally, in goes the salt. That's all our chemicals in there now. But I need to get this to exactly 20 degrees before I can develop, so I'm going to do that now in the microwave. Right, so I'm back from the microwave now. I've just hit it just over 20 degrees, so I'm going to let that stand for 5 minutes as it says, and then get developing. So because I've got a higher film rating of 320, this is going to be called Caffenol CH recipe, and H stands for high speed. So I'm going to go for the 15 minutes, which is recommended for higher speed film. So 15 minutes, there's the Caffenol, and it says to agitate 3 turns every minute. So right, let's pour it in, give it a go. Oh, it stinks. Okay, start the clock. 1, 2, 3. Right. The rest of it's going to be boring because it's going to be 15 minutes of me doing that. So I'm going to turn the camera off now and turn it back on when I start washing the film. All right, coming up to the last minute. There you go. Pour it back out. Look at that. And it says you don't have to stop, you can just fix. But I'm going to stick some water in there first and wash that tank out before I put my fixer in, because I like to reuse my fixer for other films as long as it's not exhausted. So that's what I'm going to do now, wash this tank out and then do some fixing. So I've just poured some water in the tank. Look at that. That would have gone in my fixer. Not even that. So I'll just clean the rest of this out, a couple more. And this water is at the same temperature as my chemicals, so it's not going to shock the film in any way. Don't know if it does do that, but just in case. One more should do it. And I say I'm only doing this because I don't want to get any crap in my fixer. This coffee. That looks better. Right, time for fixing. In goes my fixer. Fill that to the top. And do that for 5 minutes. Should be enough. Right, so the film is now washed in the good old bathroom. Let's take it out and have a look. Well, we've got something there, and they don't look bad at all. Quite punchy, but I don't know what that film's like. Hang it out to dry, and then we'll have a look on the light box and see what they look like. And then make a couple of prints, and then look a little bit closer. Okay, so then I took the negatives into the darkroom and made a few prints, and this is how they come out. And I'm quite impressed with the way the prints are. Here's a screenshot of the prints or a scan of the prints. You can have a look and decide yourself. But I was quite happy. I was quite surprised at the result, to be honest with you. So this is the Caffenol strip of film that I developed, and to me it looked a little bit underdeveloped. I looked at the edges of the film and thought, oh, it looks a bit muddy. So I went back out and did the same shots as you can see on these negative here, and I developed this in X-Tol, and the edges of the film came out as expected. Now I've never used this film before, that's why I went out and dumped it in some X-Tol and see how it would look then. So yeah, the Caffenol film looks a little bit muddy, and I thought to myself, well, have I underdeveloped it, or you know, what's gone on here? So I wasn't sure if this was if the coffee was actually staining the film. So what I did, I took two pieces, just cut two pieces of film off the roll, and one I dumped into coffee, just normal coffee, for about 20 minutes, and then into a fixer, and then I cut another piece of the film and just dumped that straight into fixer, so I could see the difference if there was any coffee staining. And here they are here. Well, if you're wondering what these lines are, that's they're still wet, and I've just slapped them on the light box here. But so this was dumped in coffee for 20 minutes, and then put in the fixer, and this one was just cut off and put straight into the fixer. And you can see it's got coffee staining, so I think it kind of answers my question why that film looked a bit dull, was because it was stained in coffee. And then it got me thinking about the mix of the ingredients, the grams I was using, and I just thought to myself, well, what if I just dumped it in handfuls and see what happens? It's just out of interest, so that's what I'm going to do now. I've already taken a few photographs, so I'm going to make my Caffenol again, develop Caffenol like a boss. So let's start off with the crystals. We'll just dump a load of that in, a bit more maybe. There you go. Be like Jamie Oliver is with his food. Let's have a few Vitamin C tablets. Quite savage. I don't think it'll work, but obviously there's a reason behind all recipes and why they are what they are. But stick the fizzy stuff in. So I'm not measuring any of this, just literally winging it and seeing how it comes out. I know that there should be more soda crystals and coffee, but let's dump the coffee in. Or was it salt next? I can't remember. Let's dump the coffee in. There goes the coffee. Do a bit more. And then I'll just put the salt in. Put a bit more salt. More salt, there you go. So we'll mix that up, bring it up to 20 degrees and develop the film. So I put it in the microwave a bit too long. The temperature's 25 degrees, but that's okay because we're just clutching at straws, just seeing what happens. Film's inside. I just shot a few rolls around the house. In goes the Caffenol. Well, I wouldn't even call it that now. See what happens. Develop this for 15 minutes. And I'll show you the results afterwards. No way, I'm so surprised at how this, I've even got negatives there. There's the coffee stuff on the side. That's the little pot with a thermometer in it, a bit overexposed. That's a load of fruit. I don't even know what that is. I can't see. Oh, that's a portrait of a curtain. Portrait mode. That's a window, but these are all printable. If I take these in the darkroom, I'll be able to get prints out of them. I'm not sure what the graininess is like and stuff like that, but it's neither here nor there. I just threw it all in just to see if I'd get some kind of image on the film, and I have. Interesting. So that was all quite an interesting experiment. It's something I'd never done before unless subscribers asked me to give it a go. And I did. Like I said, I found the information online. I'll put the link in the description if you want to find out, but it's from a guy called Berrangé. I was quite surprised that I got some results. These are the prints that I did. It's just a lamp out in the garden. I've already scanned these and showed you, but these are the actual 5x7s that I did. That's a dead end sign there, or T-junction sign. There's some pegs on the washing line. A bit overdone in the darkroom, that one, and that was just some wood that I found out in the street. That one there, I took a few others as well, but I didn't bother printing them. It's just an example. So yeah, and then afterwards I just threw everything in without measuring it, and I was still surprised that I got a result. But if you are going to try Caffenol, I'd say it's from my experiences, it's quite good fun. The last experiment I did, I wouldn't recommend doing that. It was just me playing around. Go by what these guys are saying, because they've obviously tried and tested it and put their efforts into making Caffenol. So use their recipes and see how you come out. Would I use Caffenol? I've got the stuff now, so I probably might, for for a bit of fun, on some portraits and stuff. But I certainly wouldn't use it on anything that any photographs that I go out on, any planned shoots that I want to make nice prints of. I'd use the developers that I'm used to. But for a bit of fun and games and playing around, yeah, it's good fun. So jump on the description, the link in the description below, and go and have a go. It's quite good fun. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I've learned something. Hope you have too. I'll catch you next time. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss the next one.